From Nevermore to the haunted Garrett Gates house, all the castles in Wednesday Addams are real, and it will shock you to see what they actually look like in real life. Wednesday's production team had to travel to Romania for the befitting structures that will suit Nevermore and its surrounding town. Aside from the significant architectural buildings in Romania that better suit what Wednesday represents, Tim Burton chose this location because it's excellent for photography. One thing is remarkable about Romania, and it's not just the shapes and the structures which the buildings come in. It's also known as a place with haunted and creepy old castles. And really, it's just the perfect place to house the spooky and kooky vibes that Wednesday Addams is all about. So, to make Nevermore look haunting enough, Tim Burton had to find haunting structures, and they are so beautiful and detached that it makes these buildings hard to ignore. One of the most captivating scenes in Wednesday was when Wednesday's family changed her school and drove her straight into Nevermore.
You will love Nevermore. It's a magical place.
Nevermore was created for our children.
And at one point, every viewer was interested because they wanted to know more about the school because of the old and intimidating appearance. But the fun thing about this is that the exterior of the Nevermore building that fans saw in the show was filmed at Cantacuzino Castle in Busteni, Romania. The Cantacuzino Castle was built in 1911, and it was designed as a neo-Romanian structure. As the architectural design was transformed at the time, these buildings were made to display the glories of the past. The Cantacuzino Castle was built based on the demand of the former mayor of Bucharest, Prince Gheorghe Grigore, and Romania's prime minister, who served in the late 1800s to 1900s. This building in Busteni is colourful and bright, and has flowers planted strategically, and is purely a work of art that people can't help but admire. However, the production team on Wednesday Addams needed the house to look expensive, so the roof was edited with special effects to make it look more like Nevermore. And of course, the bright shining castle was turned into a dark, frightening one for the show. But aside from all of these, there's not much difference between the real-life building and what it looks like in Wednesday Addams. Interestingly, this castle isn't a standalone, as it contains a little tunnel designed to look like a cave. And it's no surprise that the design had most of what was needed, because several scenes were filmed in a cave where Hyde was kept. This castle also has a courtyard, a church, and a fountain, and gives enough room for Wednesday Addams' cast to work and even play. If the building used for Nevermore's exterior is so gorgeous, then the building for the interior is even more enticing. And for this purpose, the Palatul Monteru and Casa Niculescu Dorobantu were chosen. The Monteru house is at the centre of Romania and is more modern in looks than the castle used for the exterior scenes. This building also has many lavishly designed rooms, one of which housed Principal Weem's office in the series.
Wednesday is certainly a unique name.
Production designer Mark Scruton explained that they used Principal Weem's office to make a statement about the diversity that Nevermore represents. Mark said that this office has pieces of furniture from the 60s, imported from Texas, with sculptures, and that the owl was explicitly made for the actress Gwendoline Christie. And this office setting wasn't complete until a Gothic-inspired Gorgon fireplace was included. The Casa building is also featured as part of the interior of Nevermore. There's a grand marble staircase inside this building that's captured in the show, where Wednesday, Tyler, and the rest of their mates move through at Nevermore. The Casa structure was built between 1911 and 1923. Although the exterior of this structure wasn't captured in the show, it's an ancient building with a red brick design. Before Wednesday's school was changed from Nevermore, she attended a different school with her brother. And that was the scene that introduced viewers to the darkness that Wednesday is all about. Wednesday wasn't so happy to see her brother Pugsley tied up and had to punish the boys behind it by throwing the piranha fishes into the swimming pool they were all in. And these scenes were filmed at the Politehnica University of Bucharest. This building was founded in 1818. The exterior of this building is green and cool, but viewers never got to see more of this in the show. But then the brightness of this structure reflected on the inside, where the locker and the swimming scenes were shot. Another attractive filming location for Wednesday is the Bucharest Botanical Garden. So, for those herbology classes that Miss Thornhill taught, the production team picked a natural botanical garden to make it a reality. This botanical garden was founded in 1860 and even named after the botanist who founded it, Dimitri Bradzna, and it's located in the Contraseni district of the Romanian capital. In this garden there are many species of plants, and it's also like a tourist attraction for botanists worldwide. No wonder Miss Thornhill had so many plants in her class that the students could learn from. So it was in this garden that Xavier first showed the viewers that he was talented in drawing lifelike images. It was also in the same scene that Bianca and Wednesday competed in giving the best but also the fastest answers to questions directed at them.
Who can tell us the name of this beauty?
Dendrophylax lindeni,
otherwise known as the ghost orchid.
And unfortunately, it was in this garden that Principal Weems breathed her last breath.
Principal Weems. Principal Weems.
But then it's such a fantastic garden, and all that's on the exterior are plants and bushes. The Gara Regala train station, located in the Busegi Mountains, and also in the city of Sinai, Romania, also featured on Wednesday. It was filmed to show the neighbouring amenities close to Nevermore. This place is a charming and vivid village that once accommodated the family of King Mihai I. And it's not just beautiful, but historical in looks and elegance. Viewers not being able to get over Wednesday Addams after they saw it doesn't just have to do with the storylines, but the cute images shown in the film. And one was where the students at Nevermore had to do extra activities outside the school in the Pilgrim World, where they all wore beautiful costumes.
End up in the stocks too?
Remember what happened the last time we did this dance?
This scene, including where the town of Jericho was filmed and the sheriff's house, was done at the Bufdia Studios in Romania. But the small town Jericho was generated with the help of very minimal CGI. However, the rest of the structures were constructed from start to finish by the production team in Bufdia Studios to film these scenes in Wednesday Addams. Another scary building close to Nevermore in the show is the Gates family mansion. The scenes at this mansion were filmed at Conasul Olga Gresanu, another old house in the countryside just a little outside of Bucharest. The production designer of the show, Mark, explained how they did most of the work to make this building suitable for Wednesday Addams when he said, "We did extensive work to it, including building the double garage, a new entrance and driveway with the iron gates, and breaking down the whole interior to give it the correct abandoned house look." Also, the Po Cup competition that got everyone cheering for Wednesday and her roommate Enid was recorded using two lakes called Brănești and Sturbai, both located in Romania. These unique filming locations weren't just delightful to watch, they were also a source of inspiration for the cast, especially Jenna Ortega. The actress said she didn't know much about Romania except that Dracula and other interesting castles are located there, and at that moment she was just more than happy to see for herself. Jenna couldn't stop gushing about it when she said, "What was cool was that we shot in real castles. It was so beautiful and everything looked photoshopped. Sometimes I couldn't believe those were real natural settings." Another fact about the filming location of Wednesday was that it was icy and cold when Tim Burton took the rest of the team over. The filming ran from September 2021 to March 2022, which was right at the centre of the winter. And in Eastern European countries like Romania, the temperature decreases rapidly during periods like that. The crew and cast of Wednesday Addams tried their best to ignore the cold in some ways, but Jenna Ortega said it was too much for her to bear. And she referenced a day where she had to shoot, but it was snowing, and then the scene required rainfall, so they had to use a rain machine. Also, Wednesday had to be knocked unconscious for that scene and made to lie down on the bare ground covered with snow. Although Jenna was prepared for that scene by putting on many layers of clothing under her set costume, that didn't much help because she was still very cold. And she couldn't even shiver because the character she was playing had to lie still on the ground. Jenna said that she got to a point where the tiny raindrops turned to ice and hit her face just as severely. The actor who plays Thing, Victor Dorobantu, also had a fair share of what the Romanian locations offered, as his position mainly was laying on bare floors in a light blue screen suit. But when asked how he dealt with the cold, he mentioned that the light blue clothing was enough to make the cold go away. And it's not surprising, as he's from Romania and he's used to it, unlike the others visiting for the first time. However, it was like work mixed with vacation for the cast of Wednesday Addams due to the beautiful settings of Romania. So what do you think of these beautiful filming locations in Romania? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.